Hey babes, it's your girl Naomi Ida and welcome back to my channel. You guys, we are in the home stretch of my vinyl record collection mini-series. Thank you so much for tagging along for the last 3 videos. If you haven't seen parts 1 or 2 of this mini-series, you can get the links for both videos down below in the description box. So in this video, I will be covering the artists whose names start with the letters N through W, since W is the last letter in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe and click the bell button so you're the first to know about my new videos. So the first video I'll be sharing with you guys today is New Edition's self-titled sophomore album. Once again, this is a record I got from my uncle. He has so many records, he had to store a large chunk of them in his closet. Guys, his collection is unreal. So I got this record shortly after watching the New Edition story. I don't even know why I slept on this group for so long. I really want to get their other albums, especially Candy Girl and Heartbreak. This album is filled with so many bops. My favorites are Mr. Telephone Man and My Secret. Next up is So by Peter Gabriel, and I can't remember if I got this from my mom or my uncle, but my mom got me into this album actually. So I've had this album for the last 5 years, but I didn't get into it until recently because my mom was so insistent on checking this album out. Before then, I've heard In Your Eyes. Now I love Sledgehammer and Mercy Street. Next up is Purple Rain by Prince, and I fucking love this album. I love the album, I love the movie, I love the music from this album. So I bought this record at a record shop called Record Runner in the West Village. This is a later edition of the album, and this version came with a poster that I once had on my bedroom wall, but I don't have it anymore, so I'm just gonna post a photo of it here. I just love every single song off this album, and I know I've said that for every album that I've covered in this collection, but listen. Like, I have my favorite artists and like my favorite songs by those artists, but I don't have like a favorite song period, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But anyways, some of my favorite songs on here are Take Me With You, I Would Die For You, and Baby I'm a Star. My next record is The Game by Queen, and I bought this record when I bought Let It Be at the record shop, and I got this one for $1 as well. Like, we love a good bargain. And Queen is one of my favorite bands. I saw them live with Adam Lambert back in 2014 and 2017. I just love how they're a group that covers so many different genres, from like rock to heavy metal to disco to opera. Like, they cover like all the different genres. They're just the rock band that did it all. And my favorite songs off this album are Dragon Attack, I Need Your Loving Tonight, and Save Me. Next up is A Day in the Races by Queen, and this is the album that got me into the band to begin with. I still think Somebody to Love is an incredible song, even better than Bohemian Rhapsody in my opinion. This is the very first Queen record I got. I also received this as a Christmas gift along with my record player and some other records. My favorite songs on this album are Somebody to Love, You and I, and Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy. My last album by Queen is A Night at the Opera. I bought this album online from Merch Bar the day that I saw Bohemian Rhapsody in theaters. My friends and I bought tickets for the midnight screening in Times Square, and I was so pumped about this movie because this film was 10 years in the making, you guys. So it was a long time coming. And my favorite songs on this album are 39, Love of My Life, Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, and of course Bohemian Rhapsody. Next up is Hotter Than July by Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder. I've listened to some albums by him more than others, but I love him so much. My favorite song off this album is Happy Birthday, which was written to commemorate Martin Luther King Day as a national holiday in the 80s, guys. It's not the black Happy Birthday, even though it's the litter version of Happy Birthday. And this was another record I got from my uncle. Next up is by far my favorite album by Stevie Wonder, and that is Songs in the Key of Life. And something that I learned recently that is really cool about this album is that my maternal great aunt taught Stevie Wonder how to play the piano. My maternal great aunt, you guys. My maternal great aunt taught Stevie Wonder how to play the piano. Her name was Ruth Glover, and he actually thanked her in the booklet that came with the record. That's just so mind-blowing, you guys. I actually have a connection to Stevie Wonder by blood. Like, what? But anyways, my favorite songs on this album are Love is in Need of Love Today, I Wish, As, Sir Duke, and Pastime Paradise. The last album by Stevie Wonder is Talking Book, and I got both this and Songs in the Key of Life from my uncle. I love the songs You Are the Sunshine in My Life and Superstitious, which are the 2 hit songs off this album. And this is another album that I haven't heard in its full entirety. You know, I just have to make a list of all the albums I haven't heard and just go down the whole thing because there are a lot of them. Alright, so moving on, we have Temptations Live by The Temptations. And if you haven't noticed already, I am a huge fan of Motown, from Diana Ross to MJ to Stevie to The Temptations to The Miracles to Mary Wells to all of them. They're all incredible to me. They're amazing. I love Motown. Yeah, and I actually watched the Temptations movie once again for the millionth time on TV. It was on TV the other day. And Ain't Too Proud was the last Broadway show I've seen before quarantine began. I really miss Broadway. I really miss Broadway, you guys. I cannot wait till COVID is over and I can go see a Broadway show again. Ugh. I miss it so much. What I love about this album is that it was recorded at the peak of the group's success, and all of the OG members are on this album, and almost all the hit songs are on this album too. My favorite songs on this album are Beauty's Only Skin Deep, I Wanna Love I Can See, The Girl's Alright With Me, and My Girl. Next up is Tracy Chapman's self-titled album. I got into her when I was taking voice lessons back in high school. My vocal coach at the time encouraged me to check out Fast Car by her because Tracy's voice is in a deeper register similar to mine. I just feel like there aren't that many female mainstream artists that sing that deep. I mean, I guess Beyonce, but I mean, her range is just insane. And I forgot where I got this album. I think it was my mom's, but I can't remember because it was just so long ago. And my favorite songs on this album are Fast Car, She's Got Her Ticket, and Baby Can I Hold You. And next up we have We Are the World by USA for Africa. I bought this on Amazon, and when I bought this, I thought I was getting just the single itself, but hey, I got a full record out of it. So my favorite songs on this album are We Are the World and For the Tears in Your Eyes by Prince and the Revolution. Next up is a compilation album by various Motown groups, and it's called The Motown Winner Circle. And this album is filled with hits by The Supremes, The Miracles, Mary Wells, The Temptations, etc., etc. My favorite songs on this album are The Way You Do the Things You Do by The Temptations, Shop Around by The Miracles, and Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas. And you guys, we're down to the last record in my collection. The very last record is Whitney Houston's debut album, also called Whitney Houston. And when I tell you, my heart literally stopped when I first saw this record. There are so many bops on this album, you guys. Oh my goodness. This was the perfect record to introduce Miss Houston to the world. My favorite songs on this album are The Greatest Love of All, Saving All My Love for You, and How Will I Know, which were 3 of the hit songs off this album. And that concludes my record collection. Thank you so much, you guys, for tagging along for the last 3 videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, please subscribe and click the bell button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I use both apps every single day, and I would love to connect with you guys. And the links to my other socials will be listed down below. Thank you so much for watching, babes, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye!